Hello, everybody. Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley live with you right now. It's about 9 o'clock here on Thursday night, and we're watching the beginning stages of what could become our winter weather event going into tomorrow. Not everybody will get snow. Not everybody will get sleet or anything like that. Some of us will get just rain. That's kind of been the trend today, is that overall the winter weather threat is getting confined a little bit more to our northern counties, and the rain zone is expanding a little bit. So that's kind of where we are. Still, I do expect the potential of slippery conditions to be there for the morning commute, and something you'll want to pay close attention to. But let's get started. We're going to keep this going over the next 10 to 15 minutes just to kind of chat a little bit about the weather. First things first, I'm going to start you out with the current conditions. So right now around the area, looking like some 30s and 40s. So we still have a ways to go before we cool down enough overnight tonight to have any issues. Temperatures are in the 40s. Another thing I look at when we're talking about storms, and winter storms especially, is the dew point temperature. The dew point temperature kind of shows you how cool the air is going to be able to get as we go throughout the overnight. So temperatures are in the 40s like I just showed you. The dew point temperatures are in the 20s and 30s. So let's say we start to have some rain around the area or snow. That's going to cool the air temperature down closer to the dew point. And as you're doing that, you're saturating the air. So bottom line, whatever your dew point temperature is before the storm, that's kind of where you could start to cool down to. So we will be cooling down into the 30s whenever that precipitation gets going. We're still expecting this to be a minor winter weather event. For your Friday, the timing has gotten earlier and earlier. It's shifting as we go farther along here. So talking about early morning, really early in the morning, starting, basically a little bit after midnight, and then really shutting off by around 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. So it's not going to linger very long. And the threat that we're looking at is mostly some of us get rain, others get some snow, others see a mixture of some sleet. That's going to vary a lot based on location. And with that, there could be some accumulation out of it. So any accumulation on the roads would make for slippery travel. And with temperatures right around freezing, you got to take it slow. So the Friday morning commute, that's the whole ball game. That's what we're watching. That's what we're a little bit concerned about. And so take it easy. Be slow. Be cautious going into tomorrow. On the wide view, you can kind of see where our weather system is right now and how it's trending. So it's moving across Tennessee as we speak, but we're already starting to get some signs that it's making progress. Now, there's a whole lot of dry air in here, and I don't like to see that. There are a couple of things that are working against snow lovers right now. The trends today have not been very good for snow. Number one, dry air is looking to be a bit of a problem. You see that big gap over here. It's not filled in very nicely. We've got some work to do to fill it in. So that's a problem. Also, the other problem could be that a lot of this is arriving too quickly. Our cold air is still not really here yet. The cold air is basically up in New England still, and it's moving its way down the coast. It'll get here by tomorrow morning, but if we get a lot of the moisture to happen before it gets all that cold, well, then you're going to see more of it fall as liquid rather than falling as snow. And so that's something that we're going to have to consider as we go throughout the nighttime hours. So right now I'm showing you the live radar around the area, and I'd be interested to see how much of this is reaching the ground. I just showed you the map, which indicated that a lot of this is pretty dry air still. So typically when you see that falling into dry air, it's going to be what we would call virga. Basically, it's falling from the cloud, that rain or that snow, but it's not able to make it down to the surface. So that's probably what's happening right now. But the longer this continues, the more we will saturate the atmosphere. Bottom line, we're waiting. It's the waiting game right now. So what could this all look like? I do think it's a minor winter weather event for us. We have moved around our lines of rain and snow and mix. Areas in the green, we would expect this to mostly just be a rainmaker for you. That would include Randolph County, Davidson County, and areas like, southern Guilford, southern Alamance as well. The pinkish zone, there's some rain in there. There's a good amount of rain, but there's also a little bit of snow and sleet, which could amount to a trace to maybe a half an inch of slush or something like that as well. The bluish zone is the area that has the best spot of seeing more snowfall and predominant snowfall as well. So that's kind of the way we see this playing out. And it has trended badly for snow lovers. which is to say it looks harder and harder to get a good snow out of this than it did a couple of days ago. Live look at Boone right now, where they're still kind of just playing the waiting game like we were as well. That's right there in Boone. And we'll keep an eye on that camera as we go throughout the rest of the night tonight. So let's get to the models here, and we'll show you kind of what we're seeing in terms of hour by hour as they continue to update and change too. We do have winter weather advisories, by the way. The county shaded in purple. Those are spots that could see some sleet and snow accumulating on the ground heading into tomorrow, mostly I-40 northward. Kind of funny how that works out, but I-40 north is the area that could have some of that slippery condition heading into tomorrow morning. And again, this is mostly from before sunrise through about 9 to 10 o'clock. So it's about 3 a.m. through around 10 a.m. is the time frame we're most watching here. Futurecast, it's just not very optimistic. So a lot of rain, some mix going into early tomorrow morning. It's not looking very good for snowfall. So it's always good to be cautious with these things and be careful, and we certainly would encourage you to do that. But the odds of getting good snow out of the system are going down by the hour, I would say. Still, we'll keep an eye on it through tomorrow morning. It's the first one of the year. We have to have some excitement, right? So of course we're going to track it. Let's show you another model. So this is our Futurecast that we use here at News 2. It has this, again, starting as a mixed bag of rain and snow, too warm to really do much of anything of a problem. And then as we go throughout the rest of the night, it's kind of spotty. So there's a lot of dry breaks within this thing and not much of anything going on. So again, the dry air is working against us. The warmth is working against us too. And the result might just be some really low amounts of precipitation. Time frame you would want to watch out for mostly would be that 2 to 6 a.m. and then 6 to 10 a.m. time frame. That's when slick travel is going to be possible. For the middle of the day, everything would be drying up. And then by the end of the afternoon, there's no issues whatsoever. We'll still have clouds around the area and maybe some drizzle and chilly temperatures as well. But overall, things aren't that big of a problem for that middle of the day. So it's a quick moving system that we said, really moving pretty early. And not seeing all that much of accumulation, just very light amounts as well. And slick travel is the main concern. So those are the issues that we're watching. As far as who gets what, the snow map that we've used for the last day or so hasn't really changed all that much. Although, to be honest with you, if I were to make any edits to this, it would probably still be a downward adjustment. I don't know how we can go down from a trace to a half an inch. That's pretty low, but that's kind of where we are at this point. Greensboro, Winston-Salem, High Point, Burlington, trace to a half an inch for you. Farther north, a little bit more is possible, but it is still light amounts of snow or ice up that way. Most of us should not be seeing much of freezing rain, which is good news. This is either snow or sleet that's falling from the sky. If you don't like looking at a map, well, that's okay. Try and make it easy for you here. Put some towns on a map to give you an idea of who's going to see what around the area, and that's what you have right there. So yeah, this is a first winter weather system of the season, and we're going to have more of these. It's just a question of what we get out of this one over the next few hours. Looking forward in time as we go into the weekend and early next week, there is another system that we'll keep an eye on for Sunday into Monday, but as of right now, that looks to be dry as well. So looking ahead to the weekend, once we get past tomorrow, the weekend itself looks all right. We'll have some extra clouds around for Saturday. We'll have some extra clouds on Sunday as well. And then after that, we're just staying pretty dry. Temperatures will be in the 40s during the daytimes. Overnight lows will be in the upper 30s. So there is some chill around the area, but nothing that'll mess up your outdoor plans, which is good because we do have a lot of things going on. It's December. Holiday season, a lot of things happening, and I think overall, whatever this system is bringing our way is mostly just a Friday morning concern, and we are doing all right other than that. So this is kind of what we have falling across the area early tomorrow morning. Mostly snow to the north, a mixed bag across the Triad area with mostly rain south of that. And that snow, remember, the snow is just a possibility. It's not a guarantee because of the factors that we outlined. Once we get past Friday, yeah, it's improving. Saturday and Sunday both have some mostly cloudy skies around the area. Temperatures are in the mid-40s. And then going into next week, still staying pretty cool. We've been pretty cool for a while, and that just looks to continue for a long time. Another check of the live radar for you. This is a system that's been moving through Nashville, Tennessee tonight. Brought them a mixed bag of some rain, some snow. Now it's trying to move closer into the Carolinas. We're seeing stuff fill in on radar, but a lot of this is not reaching the ground right now. We're too dry for that to happen, but it will be interesting to see how this develops over the next couple of hours, and I'll certainly be tracking that through the 11 o'clock and have another update for you at 10 o'clock as well. By the way, here's a live camera view of Nashville. It doesn't really look like they picked up anything of snow accumulation from that, but they did have some mixing in at one point. I'm going to leave you here with a loop of some weather graphics for you to look at, and we'll be back in another hour.